if you notice, the majority of those words that they study have ology at the end. As my man told me, ology just means the study of something. So if you look at truly what all of these forms of psychologies are, all right, psychology on the reals is spirituality with no spirituality. Well, what does that mean? Psychology is the observation of the physical reactions from what is mechanically taking place in the brain spiritually. Your perception, your interaction with your third ventricle, your third dimension, the eye that you use to perceive things in a different dimension is where the spirituality comes from. If you look at spirituality, spirit comes from the word spiral. A spiral is a circle or an atom that we deal with, right? Inside of an atom is a proton and a neutron, two magnets that are constantly trying to catch each other that are spinning. According to the direction that they're going in, it will be masculine or feminine. The source of the energy is the nucleus. Now, as you repeat it, because that's what cells do. They are memory. As they repeat it, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, what takes place is no different than you're performing a ritual, right? You have the spirit. You use the spirit to build up what? The ritual. Use the spirit to build up the ritual. As my man put together, you have spirituality. Spirituality is nothing but the spirit doing a ritual and bringing it to reality. You see how those words come together? So in a woman's life, there's things that she's supposed to be initiated in far as spiritual that she's denied. Because what psychology does is box that off, because psychology is more dealing with the left hemisphere of the brain. It's boxing you off. There's no spiritual connection to that. So what I mean by that is when you study books and read this and read that and not really having hands-on, when your experience or your divinity comes from you having interaction and right-mindedly, you know, participating in it. That's why African children were more advanced than the children in America. Listen to the word when children go to school. Kindergarten. Kids in a garden. Be careful of the word kids, because kid actually means goat. But the garden, the reason, see, if you look at when a child is inside of a school, when you look up at the ceiling, psychologically that's limiting that child's expectations. This is why in Africa we took our children into the wilderness. This is why as women could go into nature, pick out the berries, pick out the nuts. Is because as children they experience the natural formality of education. What Europeans have done to them is boxed off their mentality by giving a synthetic education that's actually a weapon of war. If you do any history on the school system was mimicked off of what Germany experimented with the first schools, what happened to be the children that joined the Nazi fucking revolution. So if they're actually creating women to be militant and to be spies, who the fuck, if we're fucking these bitches, we're marrying these bitches, who the fuck do you think they're spying on? Let me tell you the difference between a whore and a hoe. It's a big difference. I respect whores or prostitutes. I respect strippers. You know why? Because they say, nigga, either you ugly and you can't get no pussy, you stressed out because you got a bitch that ain't giving you no pussy that you live with, or you just got a weak ass fucking game. But if you supply me with a certain amount of currency that I can pay my bills, pay my lights, take care of my responsibilities, I'm willing to give you that massage, because that's all sex is a massage, that physical pleasure that you need. I respect that. They're telling you the truth. If you play yourself, then you play yourself. A hoe does something totally different. What she tries to do is come off according. You know what? Hoes act hoish according to the situation. They're more opportunists. Let's say he's just a fine nigga, but he don't got shit. Well, hey, I want to fuck this nigga. So she fucks him. Let's say it's a brother that has a suit on and looks like he has some security about himself. Well, then she's trying to oppose his wife. She wants to offer him to cook food. Let's say he's a conscious person. Then all of a sudden, she's really a good girl that never really did nothing bad. Or if you find out something bad, she just has psychological issues with her father. And that's just, it's game. She's a liar. It's game. I don't respect hoes at all. You never hear me talk about bitches that keep it real. I don't even consider them bitches. I feel like, in a sense, a prostitute and a stripper, they play their role. But I respect that. I respect that. Me personally, I got love for all street people, man. Thieves, you know, according to who motherfuckers murdered. You know what I mean? I had an influence on a person I knew used to do stick-ups. I convinced him not to rob anybody that was black. So he started robbing Dominicans and everybody else. So it's all about what the fuck you do. You know what I mean? To me, I feel like there's causes to prostitute. I feel there's a cause to fuck white women, and there's a cause to send certain black women to fuck white men. All you gotta do is look at the movies, The Undercover Brother. Here's a black man that fucks this white broad. She falls in love with this nigga by the dick that he's giving her, and fucks around, saves him from getting killed, takes down the man that was trying to ruin them in the whole part of the movie, and at the end of the movie walks away with his black woman. Then you got Harlem Nights. Sunshine. Good ass pussy sent to this mafia motherfucker. Fucks him so good till he even willing to leave his own family. They kill off the motherfucking two mafia dudes, making them suffocate. They destroyed, robbed these niggas for heroin, made off with millions of dollars, and everybody bounced. Sometimes you gotta be flexible, bruh. Everything can't be mechanical like you think. But in those times, I respect those people for keeping it real. And if they did do some dirty shit, at least they did it for the fucking revolution. Because you could be a hoe for the revolution. You could be a murderer for the revolution. You could be a drug dealer for the revolution. You could even be a gangster rapper for the revolution and talk about shooting cops or some shit like that. So I personally have more respect for those women because I feel like they're keeping it real. I feel like a lot. To me, if you fucked over 10 dudes, you're a fucking whore. So you might as well join the fucking revolution. I think my man on the Pimp Tape said it the best. He said, bitch, I don't know if you knew it, but after you fucked that second nigga, you became a hoe. So take off the white fucking dress, hoe. And now that might sound fucked up to you, but a woman was meant to be with one fucking man. One fucking man. So we live in a country where just being a whore is tolerated. And it's bullshit. We are definitely slaves in this country. How do we know that? How the fuck? Let's say you get it off to take me to court for child support, right? Let's say it's mandatory that I take care of my child regardless, right? Why the fuck would I have to go to a family court to have visitations to see a motherfucking child that came out of my fucking dick and balls? What part of the game is that? And there's something deep that a brother, a good friend of mine, Nazir, told me. He said that what women do when they can't control a man is have a baby for that man so they control the man through the child. And I'm straight up a witness to that, Black.